It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News. I hope you could hear that. I can't tell if I've gotten the audio or not. Something is amiss, I'm afraid. Let's see. I'm showing audio here. I can hear nothing in my headsets. Wonder why. Somebody stick a chat in if you can hear me? I would appreciate that. It does seem like I might not be on the air. However, let's go over here and take a look. Chris, hello, everybody from London. Hope you're all okay. Okay, Pete. Pete, can you hear me? Hi, I can hear you. Okay, I just can't hear anything in my headset. All right, sorry about that. Not sure why or what happened, but it's just kind of weird. Okay, Abbott Labs rapid COVID-19 test for at-home use was approved as the top story this morning on Travel and Cruise Industry News. I'm Chillie Falls. On this, the 17th day of December 2020. Also this morning, we're going to talk about Quantum of the Seas. We're going to talk about Royal Caribbean dumping a couple of ships. We're going to talk about MSC and their confirmed schedule for the U.S. in 2021 and 3 more Carnival ships that are back in Miami. But first, some breaking news, folks. This is breaking news as of this morning. I've had a shower and shampooed my hair. And so far, my hair's not falling out. So that's a good thing. This was day 7 since the port was put in. I could take a shower this morning, and oh my God, did that feel good. And the hair is not falling out yet. So that's another good sign. I am expecting a rough day today, as this is day 3 from the chemo treatment. And it's sort of expected that to be a bad day. So far, so good. I slept good last night. I feel good this morning. But it could hit at any time. So I have noticed that I'm starting to get the metallic taste in my mouth for everything. Like I just took a swig of Diet Coke and it tasted awful. I grabbed water that's on this side and took a swig of that, and it tasted worse. So that's not a good thing, but that's also one of the expected side effects. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But other than that, got through the first chemo treatment, and I'm hanging in there. I had a slight little bout with not being nauseous on Tuesday, but other than that, I felt pretty good, and I've had a couple really good nights sleep, so that's a good thing. All right, let's cover the stories this morning because, again, folks, this could be a day where I crash all of a sudden. So they tell me in all the literature that this could be a bad day, so we'll just have to wait and see. All right, Food and Drug Administration yesterday announced that it's authorized the rapid COVID test by Abbott for at-home use, though doctors must prescribe the test for patients. The test, which is an antigen test that delivers results in about 15 minutes, had previously been authorized for use by trained personnel only, but the new clearance will allow patients to test themselves at home with virtual assistance from a doctor. It's the 3rd test authorized by the U.S. that can be completely used at home, Dr. Shuren, director of FDA Center for Devices and Radiological Health, said in a statement. To deliver the test, which is called Binex Now, it costs about $25, folks. This isn't a freebie. But it's approved to be used in the home. Abbott said that it is partnered with telehealth provider eMed. Patients collect a sample with a nasal swab that they do themselves, and an app helps guide the testing process and provide the results. This is definitely going to be an improvement to all that is good in the world. I'll tell you that. Everyone that's 15 years or older who are suspected of having COVID-19 by their healthcare provider is within the first 7 days of symptom onset are eligible for the test, said the FDA. The test can also be used in people 4 years or older. So it's safe for kids. Of course, you don't want a kid to take the swab. You're going to have to do that yourself, mom and dad. The test can also be used in when an adult needs to collect a sample, the agency said the same thing. The FDA continues to authorize COVID-19 tests that will give Americans more access to greater testing flexibility and options. And this is something we've said all along, man, that we need. I see this similar tests like this now being used on a lot more on cruises and cruise ships. And, this is a good thing, this rapid test. And yeah, we know going in, it's not going to be as accurate. There's going to be more false positives. So we've got to put some equations into this on how to handle the false positives so they won't have the screw up like they had over there with Quantum of the Sea. Abbott said it expects to deliver 30 million at-home tests in the first quarter of 2021, with another 90 million in the second quarter. The FDA noted that the antigen tests are not as accurate as many molecular tests. As the pandemic has evolved, the need for rapid testing has only grown. Unfortunately, we're still hearing that many people can't access testing as quickly as they need. That's why Abbott is bringing our Rapid Binax Now test and Navica platform into homes. So that's a good sign. Of course, the U.S. spent about $150 million to purchase 150 million units for $750 million to expand its capacity. Those are free and they're being used elsewhere. However, the at-home test will cost $25, more than the $5 it costs in medical settings, Abbott said on Wednesday. FDA's authorization for Binax Now card test at home use means we should have tens of millions of COVID-19 tests in the coming months that Americans can use without leaving their home. Health and Human Service Secretary Alex Azar said on Wednesday in his statement. The authorization comes after the FDA cleared Illume's at-home COVID test on Tuesday. That product was authorized for use in anyone 2 years or older and does not require a prescription. So, movement in the testing market, folks. Can't be all bad. All right, Quantum of the Seas. You all know the story of Quantum of the Seas. They started sailing over in Singapore. They had a positive test in the middle of, I think it was their second cruise. Came back, went into port, canceled the next cruise, found out it was a false positive. The great news for the cruise industry is Royal Caribbean's Quantum of the Sea is now sailing today, as a matter of fact, from Singapore's Marina Bay Cruise Center. Royal Caribbean was forced to cancel the last two voyages due to a false positive COVID-19 test on board. So that all happened, last week. They've cleared the thing. Matter of fact, they knew that day that it was a negative test later on that day. So they did do the second test relatively quickly. At that point, however, because of the publicity, Royal Caribbean was forced to cancel the voyage in an overabundance of caution, they said. That was a quote from Royal Caribbean. The line also canceled the next voyage, which did well in settling down the media hype that ensued around the positive test. Current voyage left the box at 9 p.m. local time with a 3-night voyage around the city without stops. This is a cruise to nowhere, but the people are cruising. And by the way, I saw on their schedule for the next, I don't know how many cruises. It's 99% sold out. So the folks over there are getting back on ships and going. According to the Singapore Tourism Board, all close contact of the 83-year-old who had tested positive and turned out to be a false positive that were in contact with him on board, all of those contacts have since tested negative following PCR testing. So Quantum of the Seas is back at it. Good sign. Let's take another sip of metallic Diet Coke. Yeah, still tastes crappy. Oh, well. That happens. All right, a couple more stories here this morning. And let's see where I am. Okay. Royal Caribbean has announced that 2 of their classic cruise ships are leaving the fleet in the near future. With the cruise industry shut down the past 9 months, Royal Caribbean is the latest cruise line to downsize its fleet. And these are 2 popular ships, folks. Majesty of the Seas and Empress of the Seas have sailed their last cruise with Royal Caribbean. The 2 cruise ships have been sold to a company in Asia. Fan favorites for 30 years, Empress of the Seas and Majesty of the Seas certainly made their mark on the cruise industry. Empress of the Seas was launched in 1990, was the first cruise ship specifically designed for short 3 and 4 night itineraries, with first cruises visiting the Bahamas from Miami. In 2004, Empress of the Seas became the first cruise ship to sail from Cape Liberty in Bayonne, New Jersey, when the cruise line opened their terminal. And in 2017, Empress took the limelight once again when it embarked on Royal Caribbean's inaugural cruise to Cuba. Likewise, Majesty of the Sea captured the hearts of many during her time in the service. She was the 3rd cruise ship to round out the impressive Sovereign class, more than twice the size of the average cruise ship. Majesty of the largest ship in Royal Caribbean's fleet, which she debuted in 1992. Her adventures began with 7-night Western Caribbean cruises from departing Miami. I was never on Majesty of the Seas. I've been on Empress. I loved Empress. That was a fabulous ship. Of course, Empress has been doing some neat itineraries up in Canada and Bermuda, going to other ports other than King's Wharf in Bermuda. Some just nice itineraries that they were still using. So I'm really sorry to see them go. As a matter of fact, when we got back to cruising, I was planning on doing the Bermuda trip on Empress. So I guess they're not going to come back in service. So that's sad. Understood why. I can't fault the cruise lines for what they're doing. All right. The other thing in the news with MSC, MSC will deploy 4 ships in North America next winter. This has been confirmed. There was some debate on whether or not the whole pandemic mess was going to change what they were doing. They are going to not go to Tampa now, which was on the agenda, but they will have ships sailing from Miami and from Port Canaveral, which is a new home port for the company. In addition, Ocean Key, MSC's Marine Reserve Ocean Cruises private destination in the Bahamas, will remain a highlight of all cruises from the U.S., or just about all of them, with nearly all itineraries, including a call at the island. Following her inaugural season in the Mediterranean in 2021, the Seashore will head to her new home port of Miami in November, offering alternating 7-night Eastern and Western Caribbean itineraries, including stops at Ocean Key. The classic MSC Harmonia, that's another one that I have had plans on going on this year, will be home porting in Miami. We'll offer a choice of 3, 4, and 7-night cruises on some itineraries offering an overnight stay at the private island. The Divina is going to still be with us. She's going to start out the season in Port Canaveral before moving to Miami in December of 21. This ship for the U.S. will offer a range of itineraries with 3 and 4-night short cruises to Ocean Key and Nassau, a variety of different 7-night itineraries and extended 11-night cruises starting in December with calls in Jamaica, Aruba, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, and Ocean Key. As I get into my schedule for the next year, when I get back from Europe this fall, assuming that all goes well with that and we get back to everything back to normal, which I'm hoping for, I definitely want to do an MSC cruise. There's been the debate over Americans that like it, Americans that don't like it. So I've got to go. I got to find out for myself. So I'm going to be doing an MSC cruise somewhere. The Meraviglia will home port in Orlando, offering a mix of shorter 3- and 4-night cruises, as well as 6-, 7-, and 8-nighters starting in November, with full-day calls in the Mexican ports of Costa Maya and Cozumel. So 4 ships from MSC. That's what that was what we had last year. 4 ships in this area. Of course, one of them has gone back for European tour, and Seashore's coming over, which is a new ship after it finishes its European jaunt. So we'll have 4 MSC cruises. Apparently that's their plan for the future, is to have 4 ships sailing in the Caribbean out of the States. Of course, they still got to go through all the procedures to get approved, which at this point they have not yet. But anyway. All right, one other good sign for the cruise industry. Carnival Ecstasy, Carnival Liberty, and Carnival Freedom have all returned to Port Miami to start preparing for a resumption of cruises. They followed the Breeze, which arrived back last week, and the Horizon, which arrived back at the end of November. The real work now begins to get the ships ready for passenger sailings and to do it safely. Carnival Cruise Line needs to follow the framework of the CDC conditional sailing order and requirements for getting crew members back to the ships. CDC's already updated their list of approved ships in the U.S. The Ecstasy, Liberty, and Freedom all have provisional green status, which means the ships have not returned to assigned attestation for the crew to travel commercially. So they still got some work to do, but it should be done soon. So, all right, we're going to go over and take a look at some comments and see who's with us today, and see what we can do here. Let's see. All right, back up to the top. I know Pete's here and Amy's here because they both said that y'all can tell I'm live. For some reason, I've got something wrong here, and I'm not sure why I'm not hearing anything on my computer. That's just kind of weird. But as long as you're hearing me, I guess that's okay. Gretchen's with us. By the way, Gretchen, thank you for the donation on Tuesday. I missed that before I went off the air. It's always appreciated. For those of you that don't know, because we do have some new folks, y'all. Like most YouTubers, we always like to get a little money in to help us support the channels. The monetary ads from YouTube has gone way down to next to nothing over the course of this past year. So we do appreciate donations. I found out that YouTube was taking like 40% of the donations that came in by super chats, because that's part of their thing. So I put up a link that's in the normally in the top of the description, and on the videos or live streams, and also in the chat room, which I'm not sure if it was there today or not, because it's not showing on my screen, which it did earlier. So I'm not sure why that went away. But anyway, it's directly to my PayPal account. I get 100% of it, and I get it immediately if I want it. I mean, I can literally, you can make a donation, and I can click my PayPal account and click a button, and I have it with only a 1% fee instantaneously, or I can get it the next day without losing the 1%. So it's much better for us and YouTube. If you want to make a donation, we always appreciate it. I don't mention it very often because I'm never comfortable about talking about that. So anyway, it's there if you ever so choose. I always appreciate it. And goodness knows I love all you guys for all you do for me. And let me do my thing. So, all right, Pete says, please join the Cruz Amigas for our Christmas party this Sunday. You're all invited to join us live on screen. We will post links if you want to. So that'll be cool. I got to keep, Pete made the suggestion this morning. I said, I'm all in favor of that. Bah humbug. Of course, I'm the typical bah humbug guy. But anyway, we're going to do that on Sunday on our regular Cruz Amigos show. So it'll be a little Christmas party. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll see. Gretchen says she looks forward to it. It'll be lots of fun. Tom's with us. Hi, everyone. We're driving and listening on the way to Universal Studios. Tom and Cindy are down in Florida. Tom, we didn't get any snow here. We had rain only here at the farm. There was, of course, a lot of snow on up north, over the 81 corridor. Didn't hear anything about Richmond. As far as I know, Richmond just got rain too. But yeah, here we had a little bit of slight icing is all we had here. So it ended up being a wet event for us, not near as bad as it looked. And of course, on up north, they got smacked. As a matter of fact, I would imagine our New York folks, and I don't know, Amy, how did you get snow up there? Amy says she went on the Empress many years ago when it was the Nordic Empress. That's correct. I'd forgotten that. I went on Majesty of the Seas to Cuba a couple years ago. They're both lovely ships. I so like those older ships. I really do. I guess I'm just old fashioned, but they were I thought were great ships. Nikki's with us. Good morning, everyone. Just got back from a doctor's appointment. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'm getting tired of that. Jason's with us from Pittsburgh. You probably got some crap up there too, Jason. And Jason is getting his vaccine tomorrow. That's awesome. Many of you probably don't know, but Jason is in the healthcare circle. So he is able to get a vaccine now. That's terrific. And by all means, folks, when your number comes up, get your vaccine. Don't worry about it. Just go get it. I don't care if it's Moderna or AstraZeneca. If that one comes out, J&J when they come out, or Pfizer. When my number comes, I'm going to get it. Unless my oncologist says no. And the leading thought is right now, I'm okay on any of these vaccines. So, Jason's a frontline healthcare worker. Yep. Gretchen says her daughter-in-law should be getting there soon. That's great. There's Emily. Hi, Emily. Get some snow up there. Plenty of snow, guys, Emily says. Yeah, I figured that. It looked like it from the weather maps. Gretchen says you're welcome. I do appreciate. Jim Simpson's with us. Jim Simpson says, hello in Florida, 71 degrees. Wow, that's nice. It was in the 20s again last night here in Virginia. But again, we got lucky. It stayed west and north of me, so don't mind at all. Gretchen says, just the right amount of snow up there in Ohio. No problem getting around, she says. That's good. Is YouTube, what's Emily saying here? Is YouTube doing that to all its users? Who knows? I know Bruce has had even a lot more trouble than I have. Mine is just that it seems like the ad revenues have just come way down. And I'm not sure if it's how they're counting stuff. I don't know. I don't understand half of YouTube anyway. Most of you probably know I'm working on constructing and publishing a blog, which will have, AdSense ads on it as well, and also have some direct marketing ads on that. So hopefully that'll generate a little extra income too. And of course, if I can ever get my subscription count rolling, which it's been so slow to grow, then that'll help too. But yeah, I mean, it's just not, it doesn't pay. My costs are still greater to run the channel and do all the things that I have to have, like the cost of StreamYard, so I can do live stream and stuff like that. It's not a profitable business by any stretch of the imagination. It's because I love to do what I do. More than anything, it'd be nice if I make enough money on it. I could pay for some cruises and stuff instead of that all coming out of my pocket. But who knows? Emily says I'll be cool on the party. 9 inches in Pittsburgh. Pete says, thanks, Emily. I made a snow angel last night and Fiona stepped in it right after I made it. I knew you'd be out there rolling around the snow with Fiona. Amy says plenty of snow up there. Nikki wants to know if Fiona likes the snow, Emily. If someone goes out with her. Yeah. Emily wants Jason to keep us posted on the shot. Bruce had illegal clicks. Yeah, that's what they claimed for Bruce. I really question. How would Bruce know? I mean, I know that YouTube claims that he had illegal clicks, but I don't understand how that can even be possible. I mean, we don't, unless somebody's doing it on their own. Hell, I don't click on ads. I don't have time for that crap. And I'm sure Bruce doesn't either. Bruce is way bigger than I am. That's just, I don't know. YouTube's, they're kind of tough to deal with sometimes. And that whole fiasco that, for months, if we mentioned COVID, we were, all ads were taken off of our whether it were videotapes or live streams. They canceled all the ads. They gave us no income if we mentioned COVID. Hell, that was the biggest story in the world has seen in the last 100 years. And they're taking it down, so we got no ad revenue from it. That's just sucked. But that's YouTube. All right, guys. That's going to wrap me up for today. Trying a few little different things on the broadcast and trying to work that into fiddling with it. Sorry about the little screw up going on in the air this morning because I got to find out what happened to my my audio. I'm glad you can hear it because I still can't. So anyway, guys, that's going to wrap me up. I'll be back with you on Saturday morning at our regular time. So you all stay safe, stay healthy, wear your mask, socially distance. You guys that are in the weather, be careful. I don't think this is going to last very long, but don't go out there if it's slick and crap. Jason, good luck with your test tomorrow. We'll be thinking about you, my friend. Glad one of us is getting one. So good luck with that, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. You guys have a great day.
Thank you for watching today's Travel and Cruise Industry News. Join us every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for another episode. Travel and Cruise Industry News is a production of Chillie's Cruises.